recorded. I'm sorry about all the rain and stuff, yeah, but I had to redo this. I recorded a video about an hour ago, part one of a video, and then I ended up deleting it by accident. So I might forget a few things that I said in the first video, and it's not going to be, as powerful as the first video, of course. You know how that go. When you redo stuff, it never gets its original power, whatever. But the message is still the same. I regret that I accidentally did that, and I ended up keeping part two of that video, which wasn't even but like 5 minutes when this was a 20-minute video. Now I don't have 20 minutes right now to do this. Plus, I'm not actually in the right atmosphere. I was right there at my home. But I'm coming from a dark place, speaking about darkness in this video. This teen ain't worth shit. The subject is depression. I woke up from a dream crying, and non-stop crying or whatever. I was supposed to record everything when I woke up, so it can be fresh in my head, so I can know what I was recording, so I can remember what happened in the dream, word for word detail. I cannot do that because the dream was so long ago, so many hours ago. And when I recorded what I recorded the first time, I still had a little more to hold on to about that dream, but it's kind of like slipping my mind. I don't know why you don't really hold on to your dreams. Excuse me. That wasn't in the first video. So, I'm not sure what's going on. Jeez. I'm not supposed to have allergies. I don't know what that is. Okay, so anyway. So I woke up from this dream crying or whatever. In this dream, it was odd. It was weird. I was with my family, not my biological, my adopted family. This is what I'm going to say is not against anybody. Even the names I'm going to throw out, not against nobody. It's a lesson to be learned, and it's a reason for it. So I was a successful businessman in this dream, but I just fell off. I couldn't get nothing to work for a certain amount of time. I couldn't get nothing to happen or whatever for a certain amount of time. I'm trying everything I knew to try, but I couldn't get nothing to take. Well, it came time for my a presentation, because when you're in business, it's a suit and a tie affair, office type of thing. When it comes time for business meetings or whatever, you gotta do the press. You gotta do the, I want to say news, but that's not exactly what it is. You gotta be on TV. So it was time. It was that time. Whatever you want to call it professionally, it was that time. My foster sister, the oldest foster sister, she says he's not ready, because I was falling apart. I couldn't hold myself, couldn't think. For some reason, I just couldn't think. I couldn't get my thoughts together or whatever. I think in the first video, this is where I stopped to back up, and I was throwing first person and third person perspectives, but I'm not going to do that this time. So I couldn't get my thoughts together or whatnot. So I didn't want to do whatever it was I was supposed to be doing. Foster sister says no. So my foster dad, was like, yo, that ain't the word he used. As a pastor, he don't say yo. But anyway, so he say, no, we gonna do this. Something like that. Something in regards to we're gonna continue on with the broadcast. He was really disappointed in me and very upset with the fact that my mind wasn't in the place and working like it was supposed to be. So, he's outraged or whatever. And, doing what the man would do, taking charge, being um, aggressive, excuse me, aggressively in charge or whatever. That's what he's doing. That's what he's supposed to do. That's what we do. We get aggressively in charge. We take charge. We lead. You know. So we got to know how and when to do that. Also, it's not a time for it all the time. So anyway, he did just that, and threw me on the big screen or whatever when it was time. Of course, me being the person I am, I don't know how I did it, but somehow I got my little thoughts together. Mentally, I was back stable just for a good so many minutes or whatever, long enough to do that, because I was being pushed to do it, and sister was saying no, and I went ahead and did that. You know, I held myself together for that time, said what I needed to say when it came to the business or whatever. I'm gonna stop right there. Sometimes we do need everybody needs a little push. And sometimes that push can be pushing them toward their end. You gotta be careful. So that was the end of the story. I ended up the dream rather. I ended up crying, waking up crying in tears. Now, although that story had success at the end, it was everything in between that was not successful, and that's the reason why. Even until that moment, it was a failure, and I was, oh my God, why come I can't get this? You know, that type of thing. But what actually was going on, the real thing that was going on behind the scenes in my own head, I could hear my own thoughts, even though it was a dream. That's weird. I could hear my own thoughts. I was depressed, and I knew what to. I know how to carry out business. I know how to make this cup. That's something simple, but I mean, I'm just saying. I know how to make this cup, but I can't seem to make the cup. I'm depressed and I'm stressed. More depressed than stressed. So that's what's going on in my head. I'm contemplating on why can't I get this? Why can't I do this? Why can't I even speak? We have a lot of people suffering with depression. I'm gonna stop right here, and then I'm gonna back it up. Okay? Then I'm gonna back it up. So a couple of days ago, I saw a post. I hit like on the post. A friendly person, a coworker, former coworker. I hit like on the post, and then I read the post and saw that somebody else was on the post. Somebody I had blocked this social media. Somebody I had blocked, and I had her blocked for a long time. We used to work together, but she didn't know how far to take jokes or whatever. She clearly didn't want to stop when it was time to stop. I thought that was just for fun and entertainment. Had her blocked until this year, matter of fact. I thought it was just pastime, but clearly that's not a person I want, to associate with or whatever. So I saw a post that was a picture of a person that looked like me. I'm ugly, I already know that. Picture of a person that looked like me, and she said, tag the friendly person, common friend we have, co-worker, to the post and said, look at my name, look at Ricky, ain't he ugly? No, she didn't say that. She said, look at Ricky. The person laughed, said, you stupid, whatever. And she was like, you ugly as fuck, All right, so if we're not associating with each other, we're not really friends or whatever, why do you always say, what's up to me whenever you see me or whatever? Why do you always do that type of stuff? I mean, you're not supposed to take nothing personal, be tough skin or rough skin or whatever you call it, all that. But the point of that part is you never know what a person's going through. You never know what they're suffering through. You never know what kind of demons they got in their closet. Now, that push that my dad gave me in a dream could have been the last push. And then with this person, more so real life situation, as if that wasn't real life. More so the me seeing somebody talking about me on social media that I'm thinking it's okay with me, which I knew better, but I'm just saying, suppose I did it all right with me. Again, I'm sorry about the wind. This is not a conversation to be had in the building, and I'm just now getting to work. So anyway, So suppose I did think that person was okay with me. Now that would devastate me, you know. This is where I'm supposed to be switching from first person to third person, put you in the seat, but I'm not gonna do that. This is what I did the first video. So anyhow, I am coming from a deep, dark place here, talking about what I'm talking about, because depression is dark. It's not light. In my past, I've suffered with, and I still do suffer with low self-esteem. It was a joke. Cat Williams said, "How can somebody else make you feel bad about what you feel about yourself?" They can. It does happen. You don't have to be. I mean, it happens. You know, that's exactly what happens. So it's not a mystery. It's not hard to figure out. You never know where a person is mentally. Everybody's mental capacity, everybody's mental strength is not the same. It is not the same. I always comparing people. That's why I get mad at this job. You know, they want to compare the speed of your work to somebody else's speed or to the majority. You can't do that. Not everybody's capable or ability able to carry that same weight and carry it the same way. So, anyhow, moving from that post or that social media thing, which could be called cyberbullying, by the way, but I ain't tripping. Oh, I tripped. I already knew what to do. I blocked the person, and you know, that was it. You know, so I had to re-block them to remind myself not to fuck with them, not to fool with them. When they come in, and when they see me, they say hi to me. I say what's up, and keep it moving. Never hold a conversation with them. They're not a friend. That's what you got to do. Now, all these people out here talking about no negative vibes and all that, it's funny because you need negative in order to support the positive. It's all a balance. I laugh at y'all. Nothing wrong with Yellow Beezy, but everybody took what he said and ran with it. I ain't taking no loss. But how can you take a win if you're not willing to take a loss? No, nothing against nobody. You know, none of the rappers or whatever, even though I'm just like, I support rappers like I support the Cowboys. You local, I don't really support you unless you got something. You have to have talent. I don't just support you because you family or support you because he say, she say. You gotta have talent, and you can't just be walking down the street and get shot and you're a black man and all of a sudden I'm going for you because you're a black rapper who got shot. No. Or singer or dancer or actor. No. You have to be doing something. Anyway, we're not talking about that. Depression is really serious, man. And we talking about Robin Williams. It ain't just Robin Williams. And we want to talk about our black men being murderers, rapists, and all this when we don't get them off the street and all that. But we're not going after the other men that's doing it. That's another subject, but I'm just trying to show you something. Walk with me. We want to talk about our black men not correcting the other black men for their actions or whatever. We want to say there's several things on my YouTube page that I talk about. We want to talk about all of this different type of stuff, but we don't. We do not want to talk about the depression rate in the black community. And it's more than just women. Hell, it's a lot more men, I believe. You want to ask me? My opinion. I didn't do no studies, y'all. I didn't do no studies. I'm just saying. I didn't do no studies, so don't be taking my word for it. He said that. He knows. No, I didn't. You have no idea what the next person is suffering with. I suffer with depression very seriously, but I have never gotten to the point where I'll take my own life unless you're talking about me walking out in front of cars. But as far as actually picking up a weapon and doing something to myself, no. Too strong for that. As a matter of fact, my spirit is too light for that. I listen to a lot of people vent and stuff like that, especially the ones who are depressed or whatever. I was dating a pro-black woman. She's, she fights with extreme depression. I forgot what it's actually called, but yeah, she fights with, if I find it out, I'm gonna mark it on this video because I'm downloading these to YouTube and then sending them onto Facebook or whatnot. I don't even post about black love, black community, all that. I don't post about that no more. I just have fun because ain't nobody listening. part of why I got depressed about the moves I've been trying to make, not knowing that I'm almost halfway there. I'm trying to be a broadcast journalist. Hell, I got videos on YouTube. I got a podcast, but nobody's actually subscribing to it and listening or looking into it. So that's part of my depression. I don't want to do it because nobody's listening or watching or whatever, subscribing. Well, this video was actually only done because I felt power behind it. I felt a push behind it. I felt it was a need. And it wasn't no need because I personally feel like I had been pushed to do it. This was somehow a sign from, I would say above, but God is wherever you want him to be. And it's whoever you want it to be. The image that you're most comfortable with seeing and knowing. If it's a white God, if it's white Jesus, a black Jesus, it's whoever you're comfortable. His name, you don't even have to call him Jesus. Even though that's what people say, you gotta call the name Jesus. Translation. My name is Ricky, but in translation form, it's a whole lot of different names. He translated in different languages or whatever. Anyway, I gotta get to work, something I don't like to do, but gotta do in order to have money. So says the world, society, which is a totally other conversation, talking about society. But anyway, you never know what people are going through. Some people just need an open ear. Some people want to talk. Some people need to talk. Some people just want to be heard. You never know. Are you going to be one of those people who has the open ear, or are you going to be one of those people who help push that person where they're not supposed to be or don't need to be? You know? That's all from me. I know I did leave a lot of stuff out that I originally said in the first video that got deleted. I regret that, but nevertheless, you know, I was doing it on impulse. It is what it is. Message is still the same though. Message is still the same.